And welcome to this also. Today in this video we are going to talk about the informative stuff that happened recently in London, where a lot of people being like tortured, a lot of homes and mosque and many more places like were demolished and like ransacked just because a far right extremist rioters took place in the streets across the UK, where they were demanding that people who are coming across to our nation from the world, these people should not be coming into our country. Somewhat they are true, because English country is not English anymore. I will talk about it later, because last year report found 1% out of 5 they were never born in UK. I'm not saying what these writers did it was right. I believe these writers were not the protesters, these were writers, and these people are the hard wing, you can say, like right wing hardcore protesters. They are like extremists. They are the one who always believe in violence. They are the one who always believe in kicking out people from their nations, and they are very much patriot. I'm not saying that they don't have nationalism or like nationalist feelings or something. They have got these feelings, but somehow they have held something against a particular religion, which is Islam, and I will talk about it later. So do not skip this video even for a second. If you are interested to learn new things in geopolitics and current affairs, do not skip this video even for a second, because I believe half information and little learning is very dangerous. So consume the whole content. And guys, by the way guys, this video takes a lot of time to make. First I need to like edit the video and then upload it, and it takes a lot of time. So please try to subscribe my YouTube channel and tell your friend as well, those who are interested to learn new things, to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. So let's start this video. This conflict started back then on 29th, you can say July, and like the riot across the UK started on 4th of August, when they saw the government was not taking a legal action against what happened with 3 innocent children. So this things started on July 29th. As I told you, the disorder took on a life of its own. Thousands have taken part in riots. Violence has spread to 22 towns and cities. Just why? Because there were 3 innocent small children got killed in UK, right? So like there was initially the killing of 3 children on July 29, and then this disorder took on a life, and people started coming like over the street, and approximately on 4th August, the August 4, 700 far right protesters and activists had gathered outside the Holiday Inn Express in like Manvers, a suburb in the deprived northern town of Rotherham, that morning. So the mob chanted, "Get them out and burn it down." So first of all, they targeted asylum seekers' home. They targeted minorities, you can say, homes and mosques. So they not only demolished the mosque, they also attacked and ransacked the common people's home over there. So these 3 girls got killed, and these far right protesters said that Muslims are responsible for it. Those people who are coming into our country from different part of the world, those who do not like they do not have to live here, and those who are not supposed to be the part of Britain, those who are coming in a small boat, somehow they are responsible for it. And whom they should have been targeted, they should have been targeted to a particular religion, and they found Islam to be targeted. Just why? Because everybody is doing the same stuff. So what did they do? They targeted Muslim. They said Muslim is responsible behind it. So when there was an like an independent you can say investigation happened, they found the person who killed these 3 innocent children, he was not Muslim. He was British born children. His mother and his father was not from the country. That was a different stuff, but that person was having a full right to call himself as a British. So he was an Englishman, and who killed these 3 women. So let what happened, the like this protest widespread to 22 towns and cities. White nationalists have attacked mosques, asylum hotels, and Muslim neighborhoods and businesses, and there are a lot of businesses being you can say looted, a lot of home being like broken by these people. And August 7th were not realized as counter demonstrations took to the streets, but further clashes are possible. So in some ways the violence and some politicians ambiguous response to it recalls earlier bouts of far right brutality, but in the scale and the way it was organized, it points to something new. So my point of view, which I am saying, like England has never seen this kind of like riot ever in its whole history. Yeah, that was a different stuff. In 1919, the first major race riot in Britain took place. That was 1919, when the first, you can say, major race riot we have seen in Britain. And after 1970s, actually it comes, like chronologically, like time to time we are seeing or witnessing this kind of riots in the streets and across the UK. The last time when we have seen this kind of racial riot or whatever protest, we can say the biggest demonstration ever, that was in 2011, when a black when a black youth got killed by the police, and that time, and actually he was shot dead in 2011. That sparked, like an enormous amount of people, like outrage. This really sparked a riot, and that made, thousands and millions of people, you can say, outraged toward this problem. So the most, you can say, like widespread fire and violence in Britain post-war history, and says Joe Mulhall of Hope Not had a campaign group. So that, look at that, what happened. Tommy Robinson, and there are many people who are far right activists and writers. These people came forward and said, like, Muslims are responsible for it. Go and kill Muslims and kick out Muslims from our country. Look at the chants. I told you exactly what kind of chants they were exactly chanting. So when there was an investigation happen, and they found, like, the person who got killed, and especially those girls, none of them were Muslim, and the person who killed these three girls, he was not Muslim, and all of these people were shut down. What? That person was not Muslim? No, he was not Muslim. He was a Christian. And then people started exactly supporting that thing. So that is a shock. Until recently, the far right in Britain appeared, like this diminished force caught between a decline in racist attitude and a winner-takes-all electoral system that favors big political parties. Throughout the 20th century, the far right tried and largely failed to combine street activism with success at the ballot box. The British Union of Fascists, BUF, founded by Oswald Mosley, and like aristocratic anti-Semite, attracted some 50,000 supporters in the 1930s, but failed to make any electoral headway. After the Second World War, Mosley turned to aggressive street campaigning the migrant communities. Just look at that. BUF was founded, and they could not even, hold their own, you can say, majority, so they could just really do that. So in famous class in 1977, 500 National Front members marched through Lewisham, a multicultural plot in London, under a banner that read, "Clear the muggers of the street," before brawling with police. Bouts of street, like thuggery, damaged the national, you can say, phone's appeal. The Lewisham riots came to be seen as the start of its decline. In the 2000s, a successor outfit, the British National, you can say, Party, BNP, won a handful of council seats and 2 seats in the European Parliament. So recently, the research found the electoral market for such extreme viewers, never that large, has steadily shrunk. Only 7% people now say that to be truly British. Just imagine, 17% of people now say that to be truly British. It is very important to have been born in England or Britain, down from 48% in 1995. As a result, a distinction has emerged between what academics term the extreme right, specificity, a racist outfits like the National Front and the BNP, and the radical right. Nigel Farage, let's have an example of Nigel Farage. What he did, he not only spoke about the Muslims, he also said about, like Reform UK, MPs in Parliament, and he talked about, he always talked about the extreme right concerns, like about migration, crime and policing, is one of 5 Reform UK MPs. That was the different stuff. He was selected as an MP now in UK Parliament, but his party could not make the victory. Means like the Reform UK could not make the victory, by the way. So where is the past? The extreme right was organized through institutions with leaders, organizational structure, and membership list. It is now a loser constellations of influencers and networkers. Its leading figure is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, a 40-year-old former football hooligan from Luton who uses the pseudonyms Tommy Robinson. Just look at that. The person's name is Tommy Robinson. On July 27, he drew 30,000 people to a rally in London where his speaks melded genuine local concerns, for example, about the location of asylum hotels. So he was the one, and he was being arrested as well. Like, he is the one who led these kind of marches in different places, like in London, and he was the one who drew 30,000 people and like embroiled 30,000 people into this riot, and he was the one who revealed the locations of, you can say, these asylum seekers hostels and hospitals and these and that, and he was the one who leading this riot, like far right extremist, white extremist, supremacist people to attack mosque and attack common people. So this is what exactly happened. And by the way, the recent unrest does not appear to have been centrally organized. Instead, local activists chose a specific location, announced an intentions to congregate there, and you can say waited for their plans to be amplified via apps. So first of all, they were using an applications where they were choosing a certain location. It is not that or it is not that the riot was initiated from a central person. The person is absolutely right wing, the person who follows the right wing ideology, and that is the person, as I told you very clearly, Tommy Robinson. He is the one of them who led this riot in London streets. And then what we saw, which is packs the internet, encourages uniform behavior, and troublemaker repeat slogans pushed online. They oppress the wrong people and rated the young about the policing of a protest in Manchester. So like the one thing that I'm definitely sure about, Keir Starmer also said that 1,300 people involved in 2011 riots. I already mentioned where black guy and the black youths shot dead by a white policeman in 2011, and now 1,300 people involved in the 2011 riots in prison. The court cases have already begun. That some of the first to face justice wept in dock does not suggest a movement hardened for a fight. Loose organizational network may mean that far right activity dissipates as quickly as flared up. Another scenario is that the unrest will continue. Absolutely, yes. And I think like unrest will continue, but in different ways. So now the unrest will not demand to kick out people from the nation, but they will be demanding of the, releasing of these people who are being held captive in, you can say, prisons. And I think Tommy Robinson is one of them. So just look at that. These protesters are protesting that police are scrutinizing common people. They are torturing common people, and those who are fighting for their own will and freedom of speech, they are being held captive now in jail. So I think these people will be now demanding the, you can say, like a scot-free, or you can say like the freedom of those people who got arrested and they are being held in jail. So that's what they are going to do. But I don't think so like this protest will stop. So it will take longer to work out how the writers will save the future of the right. Like early polling shows that the great majority of voters abhor the violence, and though some do not see chart. Initially, Mr. Farage did not condemn the scene, describing them as a reaction to fear, to discomfort, to unease shared by tens of millions of people. Leading Tories have been less, you can say, equivocal, though somewhere slow to respond. British political history suggests that participating in street violence leads to, electoral failure. The question today is whether finding excuses for it has the same effect or not. I would say that's it today in this video, and I hope we have covered the whole topic and what we wanted to discuss. Thank you very much for stopping by. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I will upload my next video. Thank you very much for stopping by. Take care, guys.